The Diderot Effect. Have you ever bought a pair of shoes and suddenly you also needed to buy a dress or a handbag to accessorize it? Have you ever bought a couch and suddenly you also needed to change the rug and curtains because, color coordination? Guess what? This is actually a consumption condition. And it has a name. Like for real. This is known as the Diderot Effect. If you have read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, then you have most certainly heard about it. The French philosopher Denis Diderot found himself in a tough spot when his daughter was about to get married and he had no money to pay for her wedding. When Catherine the Great, the Empress of Russia, heard of Diderot's financial troubles, she offered to buy his library for £1,000. Today, approximately $50,000. Suddenly, Diderot was rich. With the extra money, he also decided he would buy a new scarlet robe because why not? And that was the beginning of his problems. It did not take him long to realize that his new robe looked out of place because all his other stuff was too basic. So guess what he did? He decided to buy new items to go with his robe. He bought a new rug, new sculptures, a new kitchen table. Well, he even got a new mirror and couch. This right here is the bane of consumer spending. To simply put it, the purchase of one new item often leads to the purchase of other new items. Spiraling consumption, as we would call it. You buy a car, you need to also buy a first aid kit, new mats, cleaning detergents, a new toolkit, a blanket for the car, an umbrella for the car, tissues for the car, earphones for the car, and of course, you also have to get some sneakers for driving. But how can we overcome this habit? Is it possible? Well, here are 4 simple ways that you can use to overcome this habit. 1, you need to be aware. Notice the pattern of purchase. You're buying things not because you need them, but because you have added a new item into your life. 2, delayed gratification. To simply put it, wait it out. You see it, it looks shiny, it's calling out your name. You know what? Go sleep. Give it anything between 2 to 7 days. If the need is still there, well, that's on you. But often if you wait it out, the need dies down. 3, avoid habit triggers. If constantly going to shopping malls makes you buy unnecessary items, then reduce your trips to the mall. If you're constantly scrolling apps on your phone, then maybe you need to uninstall those apps. And if social media is influencing you to constantly buy, then you might want to limit your time on the app, or you might want to unfollow pages where you're constantly swiping your card. And lastly, realize that there will always be more and you will constantly always feel the urge to want more. If you get a new job, you might feel the need to move houses, you might feel the need to buy a new car or increase the number of vacations you take in a year. Well, we're not to deny ourselves to the point of misery. See the limits you're pushing and remember that there will always be tomorrow. Spiraling consumption is a bottomless pit.